So we're going to do another problem for completing the square, but this time we're going to do a problem that could have an imaginary as result, which imaginary refers to when we write I if there's a negative in the square root. So let's do this problem. 2x squared minus 8x plus 9. So I'm going to label my A, B, and C as we did before. So A, B, and C. So remember, anytime we have a variable in the A position in front of this x squared, I do not want it to be there. I want it to go away. So I'm going to divide my whole thing here again by that 2. So bye-bye to that 2. So that means x squared minus 8x over 2. It's technically just 8 over 2. No, not the x. The x isn't underlined. And then plus 9 over 2 equals 0. Okay. And then I look at this guy. Can I reduce it? Well, yeah, because 4 goes into it. So that means I get, because 8 divided by 2 is 4. Remember, it's still negative 4. The negative doesn't go away. And then what I want to do is I want to find my magic number. Well, this guy, the C position guy, cannot stay there. I need to move it to the other side. So when I move to the other side, it's become a negative 9 over 2. So this stays the same. We have a new place to find our magic number, right? And then we get negative 9 over 2. And then we're going to find the magic number to fill these two spots. So now, again, we're going to use our b over 2 squared. This will remain the same every single time. I'm going to use the negative 4 over 2 squared. Well, what's negative 4 over 2? Well, we get negative 2. And then when I square that number, I'm going to get 4. Remember, when you square a negative, 2 negatives, so negative times a negative, it's going to become positive. So if I were to write that out here, we know that we get positive 4. So just remember, anytime you have a negative, even when you're doing the regular quadratic formula problems, you're still going to have the same exact thing happening. So this is very important to remember. So don't forget that. So now we have our magic number. Woohoo! Magic number. So now we're just going to put it back into the original equation. And it's great because we have a whole number, which makes it so much easier to solve. Negative 9 over 2. Plus 4. Okay. So the next step I want to do is I want to add the right-hand side. So I'm just going to use my calculator because that's a lot faster. 9 over 2 plus 4. That's negative 1/2. So this is why having a calculator is really important for this. Now, the next part, super easy again. So what did I say before? So when we do the b over 2 squared, the b divided by 2 gives me my factor. So right here, the negative 2 that I got, this is my factor. So when I did negative 4 divided by 2 here, my factor, my fraction, what did I write here? I don't know. My factor is negative 2. So that means here, the factor of 4 and negative 4, well, we could actually do that here too. We know that it's going to be negative 2 for both of them. So if I were to do, I want to find a number that multiplies to positive 4 and will add to negative 4. We know that we're going to get both of them as 2, because 2 times 2 is 4, and we're going to have 2 negatives here. So if I were to do negative 2 times negative 2, I get positive 4. And if I do negative 2 plus negative 2, I get negative 4. So that means both of my 2's are going to be negative. So that's why it's going to be x minus 2 squared. Because if I were to write this as twice, it's technically like this. But we're showing it in this form because it's squared. So this is just the expanded version of this guy right here. So now what we want to do is we want to simplify this. So how we do that is we take the square root of both sides, And anytime you take the square roots of both sides, you have a plus or minus result. Well, what do we see here? Well, the thing is, can I take a negative square root? No, that doesn't exist. So then I have to do is I have to incorporate I into this equation. So it's going to be plus or minus 1/2. So the 1/2 is the square root of 1/2. Well, what is that? Square root of 1/2 is 2 over 2. So, or the square root of 2 over 2. So take this. So what you're going to do is you're going to add that I in. So I'm going to make the I on the outside, but I'm going to do square root of 1/2 is square root of 2 over 2. And then I'm going to put the I representing that we have a negative here. Okay? So, and this side will just be x minus 2. So I'm going to isolate my x again. So I'm just going to move this guy to the other side. So it's going to be x equals plus or minus square root 2 over 2i plus 2. Because remember, when you move it to the other side, it changes its sign. So this is technically the answer. I'm just going to rewrite it like this. So x equals 2 plus or minus square root 2 over 2i. All I did was just move it in front here. But if you were to write it like this right here, this is okay. But I'm just writing it again. So this is our answer. So you don't have to do anything else because we have that imaginary number. So this is how you solve it.